Michael Stevenson with Transform Destiny. And if you look behind me here on the wall, you'll see there's a number of certifications here. I've got 11 on the back wall. I've got some more over in this wall and some more over there. I've got at least a dozen that are packed up in a box in storage somewhere. And what you're looking at is the culmination of all of my training and experience on how the human mind works. We're talking about 12 years of study and over $30,000 worth of training that I've taken in the last 12 years to find out, how do people tick? How is it that people's minds work? How do people behave? How do people react? How do you communicate with a person on such a deep level that your message always gets through? Now let me ask you a question. If you were to stop for just a moment and ask yourself, do you have as much money in your life as you want? I would bet that the answer is no. 99% of people say that they would like to have more money in their life. Now the question is, why is it that every year when your review comes around that you don't get the biggest possible bonus or the biggest possible raise that you could possibly get? And I'll tell you right now, the number one answer, the biggest answer of all, is that you didn't ask for it. How many times have you said to yourself, I'm going to go in and ask the boss for a raise, I deserve a raise now, but you chicken out because you don't know how to say it, you don't want to come off as sounding pushy or pompous, you don't know what to do, you don't have a strategy, and so you chicken out. You don't go in and ask for what you deserve. The fact is, most people today don't know how to communicate. We learned how to communicate when we were little tiny kids, when we were 2 and 3 years old. We never really learned beyond that. And what we know how to do really well is we know how to take ideas that are in our head and just kind of have words fall out of our mouth. But the question is, have you ever used language purposefully? Have you ever used language in such a way that just using the language actually creates pictures and sounds and feelings inside the other person where they can see what you mean, they can hear your message, they can feel what it is that you're feeling, and really move them to your way of thinking? Influence is not about manipulating people. It's about good communication. I've been spending the last 12 years learning how to communicate with people. I've been spending the last 12 years learning how to be hypnotic. And hypnotic doesn't mean, by the way, telling a person to close their eyes and relax their eyelids and their fingertips and their toes and drool all over themselves. That's one kind of hypnotic, but I'm talking about a different kind. I'm talking about what we call conversational hypnosis. I'm talking about being influential, face-to-face, having a conversation with a person. This is one of the most amazing pieces of hypnosis that there are. There's a guy named Milton Erickson who spent 60 years developing ways to communicate with people's subconscious minds in a normal conversation. It's an incredibly complex topic. I have trainings where I spend 3 weeks teaching people how to do this. And what I've done is I've actually taken this incredibly complex topic and I've boiled it down to something that is simple to use and easy to remember and easy to learn. My brand new ebook just came out. It's called Becoming a Hypnotic Influence Ninja. And if you practice these skills, I guarantee that you will become a communication ninja. You will be able to go out and inspire people and move people, get people to your way of thinking. This is not, again, about manipulation. It's not about one-upping people or forcing people to do what they don't want to do. It doesn't matter how good of a hypnotist you are. You can't force people to do things against your will. However, you can learn how to communicate with people on a deep level. You can learn how to connect people better than you've ever connected with them before. You can learn how to persuade people to a better way of thinking. This is all about finding win-win connections. And one of the things I love to tell people is once you learn this, imagine what it would be like to have the total support of strangers everywhere you go. When you learn how to communicate with people and move people like that, that's what happens. So go check out my new ebook. It's over at hypnoticninja.com, www.hypnoticninja.com. Go check it out. You can download it for your PC, for Mac. You can read it on your Kindle, your iBooks. You can read it on the Nook. You can read it just about anywhere on any smartphone. I promise you will love this book. And who knows, maybe you'll even get that big raise this year.